¿Qué onda? ¿Cómo estás? Qué gusto verte.
It's gonna be short.
How long is it?
It'll be short.
¿Cómo anda? Felicidades. ¿Tío por primera vez o ya?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our community development, National Community Development Week Proclamation, and we're here where the Housing Authority, or the Housing Department, actually a Community Development Department, the Housing Division, sits on. And so we're here because it's a very important week, and we will have different events throughout the week celebrating the importance of having housing and all the development that we do here in our community for all of our community. But before we start, I do want to recognize some of the people that we have here with us this morning. And with us we have U.S. Representative from Texas District 28, the Honorable Congressman Henry Cuellar. Representing our city management, we have Assistant City Manager and Acting Chief of Police, Mr. Steve Lundy. We have our Community Development Director, Ms. Tina Martinez. Our Convention and Visitors Bureau Director, Ms. Eileen Ramos. Our Economic Development Director, Ms. Miriam Castillo. And our Fire Department Chief, Guillermo Hurd. I'll first would like to call our Mayor Pro Tem, Ms. Vanessa Perez, to say a few words before later she will be reading the proclamation. But first, a few words.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here today. The mayor couldn't be here this morning, so I'm here in his place, and he wants to just express, along with myself and the rest of City Council, just how important these community development block grants are for our community. As you know, Laredo unfortunately is underserved in a lot of areas. We have issues as far as being a border town, and there's things that come along with that. And so these community development block grant monies are very appreciated and very well needed from the federal government to assist us to be able to provide better opportunities, better resources for our communities, parks, sidewalks, improvements, basically just improving the quality of life for all of us along the border. We're blessed to have our congressman here who he'll be coming up here in a few minutes to say some words, but we really I really wanna express our appreciation for having you here today, Congressman, because without your support and the appropriations that you all do in DC, we wouldn't get the funding that we have. And unfortunately, I was looking at a chart here, and it looks like our community development block grant appropriations have been decreasing over the years. And it's unfortunate for us that we don't want to see another decrease in that. So hopefully, your colleagues in Washington can support us getting a little bit more funding than we got last year, and hopefully reverse that trend of the decrease so that we can continue to utilize these monies. If you look around the city of Laredo throughout the years, you'll see the Community Development Block Grant Program improvements are very public. They're very highlighted on the work that every individual district does, and the city as a whole. You can see all over sidewalk improvements, road improvements, park improvements. We're going to have a ribbon cutting this week for another splash pad that is supported by Community Development Block Grant monies. And so we just want to say that the money is very appreciated, welcomed, and we want to see more of it. So with that, I'll let Congressman Cuellar come and tell us just how much money he's going to bring to us this year.
pleasure being with you. I was telling Steve over here, we were just back from the Colombia. We went over to the Mexican side looking at what they're planning to do on the Mexican side and the technology that we're putting over here. And you know, Nuevo León has great plans, a lot of vision for what they're seeing, especially now that they got Tesla over there. I saw the Tesla dedicated lane over there. A lot of plans, so I think there's going to be development down here on the U.S. side itself. So again, it's a pleasure being here in Laredo, and certainly happy to be here, Vanessa, with y'all and Steve also, and the rest of the folks that work here to join you in celebrating National Community Development Week. As you know, National Community Development Week was created in 1986 to bring national attention to the Department of Housing and Urban Development Community Development Programs, and I want to thank y'all. Thank you, Nora. I got to tour the place. Centralized, I think y'all have about 610 housing units, and I think in the next couple of days there will be an announcement for more units to make sure that we continue providing the people that need help when it comes to housing. As Vanessa said, the monies from HUD comes in 3 different programs. One is the Community Development Block Program that has gone down by $198,000. We will work on that. Home Investment Program also, and then the Emergency Solution Grants Program. Those are the 3 programs that provide, to make sure that we build strong, resilient, vibrant communities across America. Some of the projects have been funded directly by HUD, include the San Enrique Affordable Elderly Housing Program, funded by the Home Program, and they will be have ribbon cutting tomorrow, Wednesday. So hopefully look forward to having you all there. Also on Thursday, I know I got a little note from Albert Torres also. The Arturo Benavides Splash Pad project, again funded by CDBG dollars. That will be on Thursday, and as you know, one of the things that we're going through the areas now is the funding programs. And over the last 5 years, I think Laredo has gone about almost $26 million on federal funding through HUD itself, plus other ones that are coming in. I do have the breakdown. In some areas it's gone down, some areas it's gone up, but I agree with you, we need to do more in that particular areas. And certainly I appreciate the visits that the city of Laredo does, and I do want to emphasize for the media, it does make a difference for funding areas when the city goes up there. Some monies will come down here on formula fundings, and some of it will come through earmarks, and we'll announce some of the earmarks later on. But the other ones are grants that the city applies, and they're competitive. And once people up there, and you have 2 competitive programs, applications out there, if they remember the city of Laredo, they remember the presentation that Steve Ladin did, they remember what Vanessa said, they remember what the mayor said, it does make a difference in the millions of dollars that will follow in it there. So again, I'm really excited about some of this monies that have come down. I did mention the $273,000 for the Arturo Benavides Splash Pad, and again, this will improve what we need to have there for the quality of life. Recently, you remember we were there, Steve, with a $247,000 for the Vietnam Veterans Walking Trail and Plaza, and again, that was funded 100% from CDBG dollars. There was also a $4.1 million loan guarantee for the city that will be used for Section 8, what we call the Section 8 program itself, that is so useful for Laredo. This funds will help create 22 housing units that will provide 13 low-income and 9 market rates programs. And again, you add that to the 610 units that you have, that will expand the affordability so people will have a place to stay. Also, one more thing for the veterans is the what we call the HUD VASH, which is the HUD Veterans Affairs Supportive Housing, which is used again also for helping our veterans to make sure they get assistance. And so generally we're here to celebrate community week, development week, and again, if you look at it, monies, I mentioned some of the programs, but it goes to beautify the city of Laredo, sidewalk improvements, park improvements, housing rehab, public facilities, and this is just one of the examples why we are here today celebrating National Community Development Week. It takes a team, and I certainly want to say to the team of Laredo, all the employees that we have for Laredo, thank you, great job, wonderful working with you as a team member. Thank you and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman, for that and to kind of share it with us a little bit more about how much funding do we get. Right now, I would like to call on our Community Development Director, Ms. Tina Martinez, to explain to us a little bit more about what is National Community Development Week and what we have in store.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. So yes, to echo everyone's comments today, National Community Development Week is a week that we pick nationally. So you will see community development departments throughout the nation kind of want to showcase and embrace what we have been doing for our community, not just to educate our community and to remind our community of the great programs and projects that these funds do, but we also want to remind Congress, that the appropriation is well used and well needed. So just to give you an idea, we do get about $3 million of these 3 different block grants that we receive, and with those grants, we are able to continuously help people of low income in our community. Housing rehabilitation program on an annual basis helps 30 to 35 low income people in our community, in our city of Laredo. We also have our down payment assistance program. This one assists about 10 to 15 people. We have a tenant-based rental program that we are funding also for elderly that are in need of assistance. We help about 95 to 100 people a year. So you see, and then, well, of course, in our code enforcement division, we have a small code enforcement division that is federally funded, and depending on the areas of town that we assist, we're assisting thousands of people in our community, making sure that our communities are safe, are decent, are a great place for our kids to grow, enjoy, and be successful, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what we all want for our community. But again, I'll remind everyone, so this week we have 3 other events this week. Tomorrow will be a ribbon cutting of a great project that was 100% funded through a home investment partnership grant. We were able to acquire some properties and make more affordable housing, adding to the affordable housing that the city already provides to our community. We will also have a Thursday groundbreaking ceremony for an upcoming splash pad in a well-needed area of town, a low-income area of town. And on Friday, we invite you, if you see us, we're going to have information tables all over the city in different places so that we can continue the conversation and you can ask us, you the community, ask us what you need and what you want us to continue providing to you. But thank you, Noraida, thank you, Congressman, thank you, Chief Landin and Vanessa Perez, Councilwoman, Mayor Pro Tem Vanessa Perez, for all your support and continued supporting our programs. Thank you.
Now I would like to call our Mayor Pro Tem to read the proclamation for this morning.
So I have a proclamation from the Office of the Mayor. National Community Development Week in Laredo, Texas. Whereas the week of April 10th through the 14th, 2023 has been designated as National Community Development Week to celebrate the Community Development Block Grant Program and Home Investment Partnership. And whereas the CDBG and home programs provide annual funding and flexibility to local communities to provide decent, safe, and affordable housing, a suitable living environment, and economic opportunities to low and moderate income people. And whereas over the last 3 years, our community has received a total of $11,002,097 in CDBG funds and $3,565,532 in home funds, and have funded a variety of projects that have directly benefited our citizens and neighborhoods. And be it further resolved that our community urges Congress and the Biden administration to recognize the outstanding work being done locally and nationally with CDBG and home by supporting increased funding for the program in fiscal year 2024. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Trevino, by virtue of the authority vested in me as Mayor of the City of Laredo, County of Webb, State of Texas, do hereby proclaim April 10 through 14, 2023 as National Community Development Week in Laredo, Texas, and call the citizens of Laredo, Texas in support of this valuable program that has made tremendous contributions to the viability of the housing stock, infrastructure, public service, and the economic well-being of our community.